Hey everybody, it's me Ashish, and before we begin, I just want to give a quick thank you to everybody listening, watching, and supporting the podcast. It means the world to us, and we're so appreciative. I just want to let you guys know that you guys can always ask us questions, give us segment ideas, and keep up with the fun, all at AshishandFriends.com. We're on Twitter at AshishandPals, we're on Instagram at AshishandFriends, and hey, we're even on Facebook, facebook.com/AshishandFriendsPod. If you're watching this video, please go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to the channel. All that following and liking and subscribing will help us grow and keep going, so we appreciate it so much. And once again, thank you, and I hope you enjoy the episode. Yes. Welcome to another great episode of the Ashish and Friends podcast. Today I've got Dev with me, and I've got Shahan with me. A little shorter crew today, but we're going to keep it rolling. You can reach us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, Ashish and Friends on Instagram, AshishandFriends.com. On Twitter, we're at Ashish and Pals. You can also reach us individually on Twitter and on Instagram. Sean's at Shehan Jayaraja. Dev's at Supaleza, and I'm at Ashish Airy. Today we've got another great draft going on. One of the biggest things growing up for us was Harry Potter. A lot of us read the books. So many people watched the movies. It's such a big thing growing up. So today we're going to discuss not only the best characters, we're going to have a wizarding duel going on. Okay, so we're going to draft the best duelist. We're going to see whose team's the best. Honestly, I'm not that experienced at Harry Potter. I'm pretty sure I'm going to choose like basic characters, and I'll probably lose this draft. But it's okay. We're going to have a great one. And without further ado, let me get the draft order done real quick.
I want to,
and I have to ask for go ahead.
I'm just saying I want to take a second to apologize to all my fans out there. I do not have a Harry Potter prop today, so instead I just have a beer can with pencils.
Well, I just had to come with my Harry Potter knowledge, but I need a clarification. All right, one clarification before we start. Are we doing like a 4-on-4-on-4 wizard duel, or are we doing like we're gumming up one at a time? Is it 4-on-4-on-4?
It's 4-on-4.
Okay. That's
okay, and then for another clarification, all creatures are not allowed, right?
No creatures are allowed.
House elves not allowed?
No, just wizards.
No. Just wizards. Okay.
Just the wizards.
And on top of that, it has to be a character who is alive during the books. Like it has to be a character that exists.
I figured as much. They have to be in the book, in the original 7 books. No Cursed Child, no
fantastic
movies.
Cursed Child does not exist to me.
And the thing that we also disqualified were the founders of the schools. That's one thing we're not allowing in Merlin, obviously. So, with that said, we got the order right here. We'll go number 3. We've got Shahan.
Ooh, okay, I like
number 2, I'm picking. So that means with the number 1 pick, we've got Dev. So Dev, what do you got for us?
Well, this is the most obvious number 1 pick, I think, like up there with LeBron. We got to take Dumbledore here. Like, it's pretty obvious. Okay, in his prime, he beat Gellert Grindelwald while Grindelwald had the Elder Wand. So, I mean, you're talking about just the best there, right? Like, the Elder Wand's one property is that you win all duels, and he still lost. So, like, that just shows you Dumbledore's prowess there.
Yep, no, that's I think that's the clear number 1. Not much to say there because I'm about to destroy this draft. So with the number 2 pick, I'm gonna have to take the dark side. Welcome to the dark side. I'm gonna take Tom Riddle / Lord Voldemort. All right, the one that should not be named or whatever. You know, he's that powerful. When you think about it, he's like a master of like controlling minds. You know, he's experienced at that. I forgot what it's called. It's called Legilimency.
Yeah, Occlumency is defending it, I think. Or
yep.
Legilimency.
Yes,
that's what it is.
So he can also fly without a broom. You know,
the dumbest power of all time.
He can do moves without wands. Okay, and you know what? He also has a snake. I mean, how badass is that? Yeah. You know, he's just an evil, gross guy. He's the super villain of the whole series. He's amazing. He's the first person to like split his soul into 8 parts. So he's like immortal. Man, what a badass. You know, if I was number 1, I'd be trashing Voldemort, but welcome to the dark side, people. I'm happy. I got Lord Voldemort.
Can I just go on a slight tangent for like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
The fact that he flies places without a broom is like really dumb. Like when you can just teleport. Like why does he constantly insist on flying places? Like
It's for show. It's for show, man. You gotta be posing.
You get what I'm saying though, right? Like it seems dumb. Like
Well, you know what? It's amazing. All right, you got old ass Dumbledore there. You know, welcome to the dark side. I'm happy with this. So, Shahan, number 3. What do we got?
Yeah, this is an easy pick for me. I mean, you guys both picked characters that by the end of the 7 books were dead, so they got beat. You know who never got beat? Harry freaking Potter. Harry freaking Potter beat Voldemort straight up. Voldemort blew a 3-1 lead, and Harry beat him twice. He beat him back when he was a baby. Just completely knocked his soul out. Then at the very end of the book, he also goes one-on-one duel against him, knocks him out again. Like
he blew a 7-1 lead.
He got some help in that last battle. His parents come in and joined him up. All right, so it wasn't just a fair fight. Lord Voldemort was whipping his ass. He opened the Chamber of Secrets twice. All right, he controlled the Basilisk. You know what? Fuck Harry Potter, dude. Voldemort was just throwing him. The whole movies, all the movies were just Voldemort fucking with Harry Potter. All right,
and you know who got fucked with at the end? Lord Voldemort. Every single time took him out. Every time.
Every time, dude. Voldemort is the king of the plan gone wrong. Like this dude made the most complicated plans for stuff that is just simple, and it would always go wrong. Like you could have just like for example, like retrieving the prophecy. Like he could have just retrieved it himself. In the end, he just shows up at the ministry anyway. Like entire plan gone wrong. Like just show up, just take it yourself.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that it's an obvious pick. I mean, again, he outlasted both of those first picks.
I don't think he would win one-on-one. That is a good name value pick. Everyone's gonna choose this. Shahan's gonna win because he chose who the whole series is named after. Okay, that's a fourth round pick.
I have more faith in the followers. They understand.
But you said that Harry would lose one-on-one to Voldemort. You know what didn't happen when they went off one-on-one? Harry won.
Okay, all right, yeah, whatever, dude. Right, Voldemort and Goblet of Fire just took his blood. He could take his blood anytime. All right, forget this. Voldemort's throwing this. All right, Shahan.
Took his blood.
4.
Yeah,
4.
Took his blood and then still lost. So still took an L. He added Kevin Durant to his blood and he lost. But anyway, my next pick. This gets a little bit tougher, right? You kind of have to get a little creative here. There's not sort of like a next obvious pick in my opinion, but to me, you got the very powerful wizard in Harry Potter, the one who's really brave, stands up, does all the things. I think that you need to have really, to me, his perfect complement, right? I mean, obviously he didn't end up with her in the books, but he really should have. Hermione Granger. I think that she is as knowledgeable as any wizard who has ever lived ever, right? Like. You got the power with Harry Potter, and on top of that, I mean, she is fantastic at spells. She knows as much as anybody. I mean, she is really a good complement because Harry's really sort of the, like, I'm going to run in and try to mess shit up. And Hermione's like, all right, let's take a step back. Here's how we're going to do it. So I think that if you have Harry Potter, I think that mixing him with Hermione Granger, I think that's unstoppable.
But what is the one OWL she did not get an O on?
Was it potions?
Defense against the dark arts. She got an E. So I'm just saying,
Fair enough. But you know what? I have faith that Hermione would be able to improve her defense against the dark arts talent over the course.
Let's be honest. She was better by the 7th book than she was in the 5th.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. You know what? I bet that she would have gotten whatever the best score imaginable. Is it still an O? Is the best score on the Newts?
Yeah, it's an O.
On the Newts though, would it still be O? Okay,
I don't know what it's on the Newts.
Yeah, I don't know how that grading scale works. She would have gotten a no question about it if she had gone through with Newts. I think Hermione Granger, one of the best wizards on the board.
Well, all right. So, yeah, Sean's going to win this draft just based on name value. This is the stupidest thing of all time.
Real ones will know.
I had Harry Potter and Hermione in the 4th round. They're not that strong. They're great. They're great characters. The whole series about them, whoop-de-doo. I mean, he got Emma Watson. She's great to look at. She's an amazing actress. But overall, this is just bull. All right, we just lost this draft. So, you know what? Here, I'm going to take a name value pick. He's kind of in the range right here. I'll take Snape. He's someone that's really close to Dumbledore, obviously, and also someone's really close to Voldemort. He's like an experienced in the potions and all that stuff, and he's a wonder child himself. He might not have like had that many battles shown, but none of the Death Eaters like wanted to fight him because they knew he was a badass. Um, Secondly, he was also a professor at Hogwarts. He knew, everything. He taught a lot of things. So I don't really know about that much about Harry Potter, but I know he's a professor. I don't know what he taught. Maybe against the dark
Potions.
arts for a little bit, right?
He taught potions in the dark arts.
You see,
Yeah.
exactly. Potions, dark arts. Snape close to Dumbledore and Voldemort. Dude, I have an all-star cast right now.
Okay, for the record, the Death Eaters did not want to fight him because they thought that he was also a Death Eater, not because that they thought he was so powerful.
I know, but no one of
them. But to be fair, he was the only one capable of blocking Voldemort from reading his mind. Yeah, so he was like
he's a master at occlumency, which was like the defense against it. So I've got two of the badass people, one that controls your mind and one that you can't control. So booyah.
Also, like, just to add on more with Snape, like you talk about like the Half-Blood Prince, like the book that, like, in the book he had like invented a lot of different spells and created shortcuts for potions. So he's obviously just a extremely talented wizard.
Right.
And gained the trust of two of the greatest wizards ever.
Like the two greatest. Yes.
Well, exactly. So technically, this person was alive during the 7th books, but I don't know if you'll allow the pick. But Grindelwald is still on the board.
Yes, definitely.
Grindelwald, before Voldemort, was considered the greatest dark wizard ever. So, and unlike Voldemort, actually took over the world. See, Voldemort was so focused on being immortal, this dude didn't actually accomplish anything. Grindelwald actually took over the world. So
that's actually really good, Dev. I didn't read all those books, so I didn't even know his name was mentioned. I know he's a huge and fantastic beast. He's played by Johnny Depp.
He's killed in the 7th book, but
I have to jump in and say, through the first 2 picks, right? We're done with 2 rounds at this point. The chemistry on your guys' teams is terrible, absolutely awful.
What? Voldemort and Snape?
You got Dumbledore and Grindelwald.
Wait, hello? Dumbledore and Grindelwald were lovers? Okay, they were.
Adults. We got in the books version. We're not going back to the 1940s. And then on the other one, you got Snape, who's actively working against Voldemort the entire time.
Yeah,
this is terrible chemistry.
Hey, you know what? Oh, you got Harry with that sexual tension with Hermione, but he ended up with Ginny. So you know what? You're losing too. All right.
Yeah, but there's no wrong on my team, which is
my chemistry was not one of the factors because it's not a basketball team. I don't know how to assemble a wizarding duel chemistry. So that was just one of those things that I kind of threw out the window. Like it was just. So with my next pick, I've got there's quite a few places to go, and I think. I'm questioning if I take someone that I think I can get with the last pick, or someone I think has more name value. I think I'll have to go. This is a little bit out there of a pick, but I'm gonna go with the Barty Crouch Jr. So,
man,
I
didn't expect that.
Yeah, that's a little bit of an out there pick, but okay, you got to remember. So a few things: Barty Crouch Jr. able to overpower Mad Eye Moody, one of the best Aurors of all time, able to impersonate him in front of Dumbledore for a full year before Dumbledore realized he really set in motion the whole, Voldemort's whole plan. Barty did everything, right? And he was the original person to escape from Azkaban because they thought he died in Azkaban. So he did that little swap with his mom thing. That's a little bit in the weeds if you don't know how that worked, but he was the original person. He escaped from Azkaban before Severus Black. Just no one knew about it until later. But yeah, so Barty Crouch Jr. And also the best defense against the dark arts teacher Harry ever had. So for what that's worth, he probably taught Harry the most during that year, which is kind of dumb in the grand scheme of the plan, but that's how it goes. So yeah, I would take Barty Crouch Jr.
That's actually a pretty decent pick. I think there's some good names still on the board though. So right here, I took his name off just because I was like, people just looking at the draft and be like, who the hell is that? So right here, I'm gonna go with someone you mentioned. I'm gonna take Moody.
Yeah.
We got post Moody, old ass Moody that Barty Crouch took over, but in his prime, Moody was just fantastic. He was one of the strongest Aurors of all time. They said he put like half of the prisoners in Azkaban himself. You know, he is a master in charms, transfiguration, defense magic, and herbology. So, I mean, I think I got an all-around character right here. He can also protect charms against Voldemort. You know, I have them both on my team now, but he can also like put those little shelters where someone can't get in. So, booyah!
All right. Well, honestly, I got after you take away Dumbledore and Voldemort, I got basically my 4 top picks on the board. So next up, we're gonna go with one of the most powerful teachers to ever teach at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. I'm going with Minerva McGonagall. Absolute monster, absolute, just did everything that it took to protect the children. Obviously, when the Battle of Hogwarts was going on, managed to sort of undercut everything that the Death Eaters were doing during the 7th book. One of the greatest teachers that has ever walked through the halls. It's like her and Dumbledore are basically the top 2. Extremely powerful wizard, obviously can transform into a cat, kind of slip by unnoticed. I think that she's a tremendous all-around pick, and on top of that, like, the other thing about McGonagall, too, is because she's such a good teacher, she can also raise the level of everybody else in my group. The last one I'm going to go with, right? You talked about how my first 2 were, very sort of clear, not pander to the fans, but like they're going to vote well,
fans.
right?
Yeah. Yep.
Here's the one that if you know, okay? So after they defeat Voldemort, overthrow the government that he created, you know who they make prime minister? The most powerful wizard that we don't talk about enough, Kingsley Shacklebolt.
Yeah, he was on my list. Yeah.
He's next up for me.
I was hoping to scoop him with that last pick.
Yep. He, you can't get it past me, man. So again, he is one of the most powerful wizards in the wizarding world. Very big in sort of the fight against Voldemort. Very big in sort of the defense against the dark arts in terms of being an Auror and all that sort of stuff. They trusted him so much, and he was so powerful that they tasked him basically with handling the Prime Minister of England at the beginning of the 6th book, and on top of that, handling Cornelius Fudge and the transition between that. I think that he's one of those characters who doesn't get enough credit, one of those characters who doesn't get mentioned enough. I would read a whole book about just Kingsley Shacklebolt, in my opinion. Look, I think that I have a phenomenal team. I think I'm well balanced, and I think that Kingsley Shacklebolt is absolutely the cherry on top of that team.
Yeah, I mean, getting him in the 4th with your last pick, that's pretty amazing. I think he was like that second tier for me. Like you mentioned, he's actually like an underrated character for sure. He's very powerful, one of the best Aurors of all time, part of Order of the Phoenix. And he also defeated Dolohov, which was like one of the strongest Death Eaters of all time.
I think like Kingsley Shacklebolt, like because his role in the movies is so low, like he doesn't get that kind of credit that he has in the book. Like he's really a star in the book.
Yeah. Definitely. And I look, and you know what? It's I'm not gonna shy away from it, dude. I get one of like 3 black characters in the whole Harry Potter world. I do not shy away from that.
Well, all right then. Dang. Okay, right here. There's actually way too many names right here, and there's probably better people that I should choose right here. But I'm just gonna choose someone I like, and I'm gonna take. Wait, give me a second. I'll take Sirius Black. I don't know. There's someone else. There's 2 other names I'll mention afterwards, but he's just like a fatherly figure to Harry. So Harry's not going to attack him. He ain't got right there. You know what I'm saying? That's just to like mess up with Harry's head. He's like, oh shit. Oh, this guy's amazing. And Sirius was just like, just amazing character, really close with Harry's dad. Pretty good, all around character. And also he can turn into a dog. So when McGonagall turns into a cat, oh, it's over. It's over. So yeah, I'm going to end my team right there. I feel okay with that.
All right. Well, so I'm 3 for 3 on characters that are actually dead at the end of the books. So I'm hoping maybe I can go 4 for 4 here. But there's a few names. Since I'm the last pick, I'm just going to talk about some other names here that I'm not picking. Bellatrix Lestrange. No.
Choose yours, and then we'll discuss afterwards.
Okay. Well, so I'm actually, it's a little bit of a toss-up here, but I do need a professor at the university. So I think there's 2 professors that are the top that are still there. You got Slughorn and you got Flitwick. I think I'm going to take Flitwick just for his dueling ability. So where Slughorn was great with potions, Flitwick was considered that dude when it came to dueling. in the Hogwarts universe. And I just wanted to point out that Dolohov killed Lupin and someone else. I can't remember, but Flitwick was actually the one, not Shacklebolt, who ended up besting Dolohov. I can't remember who Shacklebolt does kill a major Death Eater in the last fight though, but I can't remember which one. But I just remember Flitwick avenging Lupin. Like, so you're talking about Lupin, one of the greats, and Flitwick was able to top him. So I think that's who I'll go with. So I think my team is very like Harry Potter fans will know the strength of my team, but maybe the average viewer won't.
No, actually, with that, I was actually gonna take Flitwick, but then I was like, I didn't really like him. I know he's really strong as a character. Like you mentioned, he's actually one of the brightest students with Dumbledore growing up. Yeah, like you said, he's a dueling master. But I think I had to pander a little and just take someone I like, Sirius Black. But no, that's a really good pick, and that's a really solid team you got there. You want to go around real quick? Shahan, just mention someone that you thought of that could have been your team and wasn't chosen.
Ooh, there's a lot. I mean, definitely the pair of Lupin and Nymphadora Tonks, I think, is a strong mix. Obviously, again, both of them end up dead at the end of the books, but it's not like it's their fault necessarily. There are a lot of Weasleys that you could have considered. I mean, obviously you got Charlie, who deals with dragons. You got Bill, who's really sort of involved at the Ministry. I mean, I think that Molly Weasley obviously showed throughout the books.
Yeah.
Just I mean, she's not necessarily like the one who's got the skill or anything, but she's just a protector.
She beats Bellatrix, right? Like,
right.
Oh shit! What? Bellatrix wasn't taken? Oh
Yeah.
my god!
Bellatrix was not taken.
Oh
Yeah.
my god! What are we doing?
So Molly Weasley, she just steps up in those big moments. She just has that that parental energy. We talk about sort of the people who can lift a car, who get that rush of adrenaline. Molly Weasley's sort of that. And again, I think that any of the Weasleys really.
I mean, Ginny was like that most talented wizard just a year behind.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that there are a lot of those types. I mean, I didn't really consider her, but like Luna Lovegood was on the board. She's a really strong wizard. There's a lot of options. I mean, there's a lot of really great wizards in this universe.
Yeah, for sure.
What about you, Dev? Any other names?
Like obviously Bellatrix was on my list.
Oh my god!
But like Bellatrix was probably the main one. That Bellatrix, Slughorn, and then that's pretty much it. I guess Dolohov, because Dolohov was that powerful too, but.
Yeah, no, he's a badass for sure. Yeah, I'm actually really pissed off here. Bellatrix Lestrange was like top 5 for me. I guess I just didn't even notice her. I was just going through my board and all the notes, and I just missed her right there.
Taken.
I'm very upset. I could have had Voldemort and Bellatrix. Like what?
Dude, you
You're talking about sexual tension.
You could have made a cursed child right there.
Exactly. That'd be a fantastic team. Like you guys mentioned, Tonks was a really good pick. She's very young and she was like the best Auror at her age, so that was a really good one. She can also like change her features. The other one was Lupin. He taught some the magic against the dark arts, and he also turned into a werewolf, which I thought was going to be like my secret trick. He's a werewolf, but that's why I didn't take him.
Can't control it. That's the issue.
Yeah, but still, he'd be like a wildebeest in this battle. But yeah. So those were the only names I thought of.
Oh, one other shout out for Sirius Black. The man was able to teach himself how to be an animagus, which is like an incredible feat considering his age. So he's definitely a powerful wizard for sure.
Yeah,
well, he did it as a kid though. He learned how to do that as a kid.
That's what I'm saying. He learned how to do it like as a student. Like I think he did it in his 3rd year, right? Yeah. Like that's insane if you think about it, right? Like.
Yeah, well, any other notes you guys want to mention? I think I'm pretty... let's hype up our teams real quick. All right, I'll go first, since, I got the best team right here. So I guess I started out with Voldemort. Lord Voldemort. No one else is called a Lord in this thing. He's a badass. All right, series is just like, oh, how are we going to defeat Voldemort? Well, now he's on my team, so I feel very confident with that pick. I got Snape. He can just be like, hey, Dumbledore, I'm still on your side, and be like, suck it. All right? Snape's gonna back, oh man, I'm so happy with Snape on my team. Then I took Mad Eye Moody 3rd. He's he's just an amazing person. He's very skilled, and he can destroy like several Death Eaters at a time. He's just very powerful. And I ended with just a favorite of mine, Sirius Black. He does turn into a dog, so I feel like they'll come in handy at some point in the fight. Shahan, you want to go next?
No, Dev, no, go next. I want to finish.
Okay. Oh, okay.
All right. Well, so I have Dumbledore, the most powerful wizard of his time, the only wizard that Voldemort feared. I have Grindelwald, the most powerful wizard of his time, and we got that chemistry going. So him and Dumbledore together. I got Barty Crouch Jr., who was one of the only wizards to be able to deceive Dumbledore for an extended period of time, and one of those just amazing, like, executing the plan, first person ever escaped from Azkaban. And I got Flitwick, who was considered the best duelist at the school at the time, like of the professors. So I think I got all around a great squad. And we're talking about a duel, right? So like, I got duelists. Like, I got real duelists on my team.
All right. So, well, here's what we're gonna do. Okay. Dumbledore dead. Grindelwald dead. Barty Crouch Jr. dead. Flitwick alive. Voldemort dead.
Old.
Snape dead. Mad-Eye Moody dead. Sirius Black dead. Harry Potter alive. Hermione alive. McGonagall alive. Shacklebolt alive. What you got on this list, right? You got Harry Potter, the most important wizard in the 20th and 21st centuries. You got Hermione, who I think you could argue is the most important reason of why Harry Potter was able to be those things, because of her support. You got McGonagall, and you know what? As soon as Dumbledore was gone, obviously Dumbledore's, a step ahead of McGonagall, but as soon as Dumbledore is gone, they hand the school over to McGonagall because she is the next most prepared person to be able to teach the next generation. She's one of the most powerful witches that's ever existed. And then you finish off with the person who they made Minister of Magic after this was all over, with my fourth pick, Kingsley Shacklebolt. Look, I think that you've got the perfect mix of people, first of all, who were fighting on the same side. Now, that's not necessarily relevant, but I think it is something that helps my team. You got a mix of characters that I think have complemented each other. Again, having sort of that mainstay in Harry Potter, mixing it with people who have supported him throughout the years, and having another leader in Shacklebolt. You've got a lot of different skills. You've got a lot of different talents. You've got a lot of different profiles. I just think that I've got the most balanced team, and I think that I would absolutely take a bunch of alive wizards versus dead ones.
Dev, you got any retorts to that?
Yeah. Oh, well, I just, yeah, I mean, I get his argument, but I think it's wrong. If we're just talking about duelists, like, I just got duelists for days. You also, I just noticed, like, I don't know what Shacklebolt was, but you have 3 Gryffindors, which I think was interesting.
Yeah.
Because I got, like, a little mix here. I got a Grindelwald, I guess, went to Durmstrang, but I got a Gryffindor and Dumbledore. I got a Ravenclaw and Flitwick, and a Slytherin and Barty Crouch Jr., so.
Well, all right. So I'm just gonna dunk on Shahan real quick. I think at the end of the day, it's just gonna be me and Dev just battling it out. Hermione and Harry Potter are just
in the afterlife.
Harry. And then Harry's like, oh no, Hermione, oh no. And then so those guys are gone. All right, you got Shacklebolt, who's really badass. McGonagall's just gonna turn into a cat, and Sirius Black's just gonna eat her up. It's over. If you're choosing the cute picks, the nice names, vote for Shahan. But overall, this battle's between me and Dev. All right, we got the dark side, we got the good side. It's gonna be a badass fight, and Shahan's just gonna be on the sideline, just like taking Instagram pics, like, oh no, Harry, Hermione.
But here's the thing, though.
One little thing, though, just to clarify, one of your characters did die. So, like, he came back to life, but Harry did die. So
due to Dumbledore. You see that? He thought about Dumbledore, and he's like, yeah, see? So, you know what? It's over.
None of that is quite exactly accurate, but no, again, I think that the other strength that you have on my team is that they're a team of people who all care about the rest of their team as well. They're characters who are going to support the other members of their team. They're not going to leave members of their team around, like a Voldemort, for example. He'll just be like, fuck it, on to the next one. Like,
he killed Snape, right? Like,
yeah, no problem. And so, for me, just no brainer.
You gotta invite there, right? Like,
I was being
one of your team members.
I was being nice to Dev, but I'm just gonna dunk on his team real quick too. All right, you got Flitwick. Who the hell's voting for that? All right, he's a great duelist, whatever. Whoop-de-doo. No one gives a shit about Flitwick. So, you got Dumbledore / Gandalf. No one gives a shit. He's an old ass grandpa. At the end of his days. All right, Voldemort and Snape, they're just gonna fucking chop his head off. All right, fuck Dumbledore. All right, you got Grindelwald. Honestly, I don't even know who that is. I know he's a badass. I've heard about him. I didn't read the books. I didn't see his names. That's more of like Fantastic Beasts. I heard he's a badass. I know he's epic, but what do you fucking do?
He's the main villain of Fantastic Beasts.
Then you got Barty Crouch Jr. You know, he was in the Goblet of Fire. Is a big deal. No one's gonna vote for that. Who gives a shit? I'll just bring his dad, and be like, oh, time to go home. Oh,
his dad's been dead for a while.
Yeah, because Junior killed Senior. That's how fucked up it is.
That's not an argument.
No, but that's.
Hey, I got 2 Elder One possessors on my team.
Loyalty.
How many Elder One possessors you got on your team? You got 0.
Harry Potter, dude.
You got Zisha. She says 0 though.
Okay, she says 0.
What?
I got 2 Elder One possessors on my team. I have all the Dumbledore at one point had all of the Hallows. Like I got all the Hallows on my team. So did Harry, I guess too. But
Dumbledore was whooping ass without one. I don't need one. All right.
The other thing is that with Flitwick, I mean, they couldn't even figure out what they wanted Flitwick to be in these movies. Like, they were like, first movie is going to be like this old, like, tiny wizened guy. And then they're like, what if he just had a mustache and hair and was a choir teacher? Like, they just never understood what Flitwick was supposed to be in these movies.
But didn't, one of Crabbe and Goyle, right? Like, one of them got arrested, right? And just, not in the movies anymore.
It was Crabbe. Yeah, it was Crabbe. He got arrested for pot, and they just replaced him. And on top of that, they didn't replace him with like another Crabbe. They were just like, all right, Blaze the Bean, he's the new guy who's with Goyle. It just doesn't work.
Well, all right, guys. That wraps up another great episode. Please vote. We'll be on Instagram, on Twitter, Ashish and Pals, Instagram, Ashish and Friends. Go to the website, ashishandfriends.com. We'd love to hear your opinions. Who do you think had the best team? Obviously, it's me, but it's okay. Just let us know. Who would you choose? Is there someone that we totally forgot about? Please let us know. So ask us questions, give us segment ideas, vote. We appreciate all you guys listening. I appreciate you being on this journey with us. It's going to be amazing. Until next time, thanks, and we're out.